3, 2, 1. Contact! Sorry.
You dick.
Contact.
I've been wanting to do that for so long.
Oh my God.
I'm living out my dreams here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Wow.
That's a way to get things started.
All right.
Contact.
Hello, everyone.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I guess we're actually on. I was gonna have that be an outtake, but you know what?
Screw it.
We're in.
It's an
we're
intake
here
now.
This is uncharted
Intake.
territory. This episode. So,
That was good.
welcome to the world famous As It Should
Hi,
Be Studios.
everybody. Yes.
I'm Paul Bertolino. That's Chris Durant.
Hello.
And you know who that is?
That's Tommy Von
Tommy
Voigt.
Von Voigt.
Yeah. Oh, we agree on something finally.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
It only took
okay.
us this long.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, all right. Well, this is our big wrap-up episode for the Singles of the Year series. And actually, I'll let you explain it because it was Tommy's idea.
It was Tommy's
for this
idea,
episode,
so
or what
explain.
Oh, yeah.
The format of it or the idea behind it.
Well, I mean, obviously, Paul had suggested we do a wrap-up episode, kind of like just summing
Yeah.
up everything that we had discussed from the 1954 episode up to the Teens episode. So I suggested that what we do is we each take all of our number ones from all of our lists, from all the episodes, just the number ones, and come up with a top 10 of just the number ones. No runners up. I mean, we had to be shrewd. Like,
I don't have any.
and yes, and I did make sure to say that out loud.
I don't have
looking
any.
directly at Crystal every time I said it.
I followed the assignment. I followed
Well,
the directions.
you know what? You deserve a high five for that because that is a fucking tough-ass assignment.
Yes, seriously, this was very difficult to do.
Shit is hard.
It was really hard.
That was one of the hardest things we've had to do for this
Really,
whole thing.
really hard.
And as I was doing it, I was like, what did I do?
What did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the one responsible.
Your
But
fault.
That's not the only thing we're going to do in this episode. We're going to do the same thing with all of our worst ofs, where we take all of our very worst songs and hit you with our top 10 worst ofs.
We are.
I did.
That was the homework assignment.
Oh shit! You know what? I missed that.
And it looks
I
like
missed that
two
too.
people didn't pay attention in class.
Whoops.
This is how off the rails and unscripted this wrap up episode is. Look at look at his face. Well, you know what? You could probably improvise because it's worst ofs. I mean, who's going to judge?
That's true. I can just go through my lists and just decide on the fly.
Yep.
Yeah, we
but
do that.
Now, here's something that's interesting about this, though. And this occurred to me when I was finishing up my top 10 list. My top 10 of top 10s, of number ones, basically. Is like, could you look at this list and say that for each of us, these represent our 10 favorite songs of all time? No, you can't.
No.
no
You
way.
can't. You can't do that. And here's the reason why. First of all, with any given year...
Wait.
Is this a treatise?
I believe that this is a Tommy's treatise.
It's a treatise! So, obviously we did 1954 to the teens. You know, for 2000s and for the 2010s, we just did one episode of each, but we did, up to then, we did every year from 54 to 99. Obviously, we all individually like certain years more than others. Now, I felt incredibly strongly about my lists up until we got to the 90s, but even with that in mind, if I were to take my list of like songs from 1987, those are inherently going to be songs that I love more than like my list of songs from like, I don't know, 1957 perhaps. So since you're only taking your number one song from each year and making a top 10 that way, no, it does not actually represent your favorite songs of all time. And on top of that, all of these lists that we did for this whole run were just singles. They had to be a charting single. It could be this country or England or wherever, Canada. But you're not taking into consideration album-only tracks, and there are plenty of album-only tracks
That we like better.
we could love more.
Yeah.
Well, and oftentimes these lists of singles represent artists that won't necessarily be represented on our albums lists. That are coming
Absolutely, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. So this doesn't really represent each of our top 10 favorite songs of all time. It's really just kind of an interesting experiment, a way to kind of wrap up this show.
Yeah.
And what's the favorite songs of our number ones, pretty much. It's fun.
Well, and when I went through this, one
It's
thing I
fun.
noticed that there were
It's for
songs.
the kids.
One of the things that I noticed is that through my number ones, I'm looking at certain songs that that were on my list that I would easily put above some of my number ones, but that's because they're number 2 or 3 or 4 in a different year.
Absolutely.
Because you're only pitting these songs against other songs from that year.
Oh yeah.
So-
My 2, 3, 4, or 5 entry from a certain year might crush a number one from another year.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
it couldn't
exactly.
make this round of eliminations.
Yeah.
So it made for an interesting experiment, really, and
Right.
it'll be interesting to see what the results are.
We'll see
But I
what
believe
happens.
Yeah.
Crystal begins.
Oh, it's
I think
me.
she does.
It
It's a
begins with
you.
Crystal, yeah.
It is a me. All right, let's see here. All right, so wrapping it up. Choosing top 10 of the number ones and ranking them.
Yes.
That's what it is. All right, so my number 10 is Fight the Power by Public Enemy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that is a
That could have
prestigious
been
ranking.
That could have been number 1 for me.
Wow,
It could
okay,
have.
okay,
This
all
was
right.
a fist fight. My number 9 is I Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos.
Nice.
Ooh, that one was battling to get on my list, but it didn't make it.
That is great.
God, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 8 is I'm Not in Love by 10cc.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I love the backstory you gave when you first heard that.
Oh, scared
How
me to
it
death
freaked
as a
the hell
kid.
out of you, but you loved it and you had to go out and
Fucking
buy it
A,
anyway.
yeah.
Yep.
It's still scary.
Still scary, yeah, it's good. My number 7 is Psycho Killer by Talking Heads. I love that song so much. My number 6 is Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
My number 5 is Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas.
Wow.
So great.
Bleh. My number 4 is Calendar Girl by Neil Sedaka.
Whoa, really? That one that high?
I fucking love that
Wow,
song
okay.
so much.
Crystal,
Didn't I
it's a
give
great
like
song.
a big
Yeah, you
thing
did.
about
You
it
did.
before?
Yeah.
I can't. Is that?
This sort of, but this placement right here is kind of punctuates everything that
Yeah,
you said.
because that could have been my number 1 of all whatever. Oh, so good. My number 3 is Respect by Aretha Franklin. My number 2 is ABC by the Jackson 5.
Okay.
And my number 1 of number ones is I Want to Be Your Lover by Prince.
Oh. Yeah. Out of all your number ones, that's
Out
your
of all
favorite
my
number one. Out of
ones,
all the number ones you did.
That's my favorite out of all of them.
Okay.
And I was trying, the other thing that was difficult about this was thinking like, oh, I need to represent every decade. I need to represent every genre. I need to, like, thinking that was important, but that's not important. It
No,
was
no.
just what
It's
was
about the
my
individual
favorite, about the
songs.
individual
Yeah.
song. And that is my list of number ones. Number ones of number ones. Of number ones.
Well, hot damn.
Number one.
It's number one.
Number one,
Yeah.
number one.
Should
Not
we-
11.
Should we go to a commercial and I don't know,
I think I'm going to try. We'll
pick
see.
like a best of a commercial?
Yes,
best of
that's what you
commercials.
should do.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
You heard it here first. You heard it her first. We're
I heard it.
gonna have the best of the commercials here. All right, so let's see what we got here.
Oh, yeah.
It's new. It's now. It's Flash Cube. Flash Cube? Flash Cube. Only with the newest Kodak Instamatic cameras. 4 full-power flashes in one tiny cube. Flash Cube. It's this way, man. Drop in a film. Get yourself a Flash Cube. Pop it on. Take 1. Take 2. Take 3. Take 4 flash pictures without changing bulbs. In color, of course. Newest Instamatic camera outfits from less than $18. Only from Kodak.
Yeah, we are back. Yeah,
I
aren't
heard
we?
you missed us. We're back.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, it's my turn to wrap it up, and I'll take it. Okay. I can
Get that? Put it in the comments.
Yeah.
Well played.
Very good.
All right, here's my fucking list now, baby. All right. All right, my top 10. Wait.
Oh my God, that was genius. Did anybody else get that?
Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. So good. All right, sorry.
All right, but it's not as good as my top 10 list of my number ones. Now, you mentioned earlier, just now when you were finishing up your list, that you had thought, should I represent each of the years, the decades, whatever? And then you think, well, no, it's just got to be the songs you like. So you're going to be really shocked to find that pretty much all of my songs are from a particular period of time. I'll let you find out which period of time.
Figure that out.
I'm
Maybe
sure
you
you
can
can't.
figure that
Are
out.
they?
If you can figure out what decade it is, you know.
There's gambling in there?
Yeah. There's gambling. All right, there's drinking, shooting, and gambling. Okay, number 10 is one of the few songs not from the decade most represented on my list. And that's from 1969, year of my birth, Get Together by the Youngbloods. Out of all my there are so many songs that were, like I Only Have Eyes for You, that were just threatening to dump that one, because like you think that song at number, come on, really at number, yeah. And I just went, there's just something about that track. It made my number 10. All right, number 9. It's a tie because it was a tie on the original list.
Oh,
Okay, so that counts.
All right.
Fleetwood Mac, You Make Lovin' Fun, and Dreams.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. My number 8, Rainy Night in Georgia by Brooke Benton.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Now, coming up with only 10 of these was tough enough.
Did it
Now,
again.
baby. But...
Oh my God.
ranking them gave me the blues, let me tell you. All right.
I think they're going to go back on the charts now because of this episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm advocating for their return. Okay, so number 7, If You Leave Me Now by Chicago,
Oh my
1976.
God. That was so hard not to. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there has never been a time when that hasn't been one of my favorite radio singles of all.
Love that
Yeah.
song. Love it.
Number 6. This is a song that is criminally low on my list. In fact, anybody who knows me well would be like, wait, this isn't your number 1? Yeah, it's number 6. Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul.
Oh, I thought would have been top 5 for you at least. Yeah.
Just missed it. Yeah, well, it's because I have some heavy-duty stuff in the top 5 there. So my number 5, When Will I See You Again by 3 Degrees from 1974.
So good.
I don't know if I said this in the actual 1974 episode, but when I was a kid and I used to hear the song on the radio, I think I did say it, I pictured a blonde white woman singing it.
Yeah.
That's not who sings it. Okay. All right, so my number 4 from 1975, Walking in Rhythm by the Blackbirds. Oh, man.
Oh, so good.
Oh, shit. Okay. Number 3 from 1971. Whew.
Glasses off.
Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Getting hot in here.
So take
Getting
off all
hot
your
here.
clothes. Yes.
All right. My number 2. From 1973. A little lady by the name of Sylvia. Pillow Talk. Yeah, yes. Above Ain't No Sunshine. Walking Above Me and Mrs. Jones.
Ooh.
That almost no song can take me back to that moment in time of being a little kid and hearing the radio and just what's going on around me than that fucking song.
Damn.
That is just that's the sound of the air of 1973. You know. My number 1 is not from is not from the 70s.
What?
It's from the 60s, and I will admit to you right now, it's not the Beatles.
What?
Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane should have been on this list, but you know what?
Couldn't do it.
Spanky and Our Gang, Like to Get to Know You, from 1968.
I know you love
dude.
that song.
Yes, I'm
Wow.
not fucking around.
No,
when it
you're
comes to that
clearly not fucking around when it
song.
comes to that
When it comes to
song.
that song, I am not fucking around.
There's no
Yeah.
games Bertolino over here. When it comes.
No games.
Yeah, that's my number 1 of all my number 1s.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's a hell of a list.
Woo!
Holy
Okay,
crap.
I guess it's best of commercials time.
Yes.
We don't know how to disco.
You can't dance? Get the right moves. Get Night Moves by Denny Terrio. I taught John Travolta how to dance, and I can teach you in this instructional double album and book.
Night Moves.
The professional approach to dancing. It's a fast and easy way to learn. Whether you disco or not, Night Moves helps you learn to move, to look good.
Come on and dance.
Night Moves. Learn more than footwork. Learn to freestyle and touch dance. It's easy. Get the right moves. Get
Night Moves.
We'll take it.
Oh, hey, we're
Oh, we're back. Hey.
Hey.
All right. So you just saw a love fest when Crystal gave her list and Paul gave his list. I don't expect the same reaction.
That was not a love fest.
I don't expect the same reaction. I feel like at least half of my list, I'm going to get groans and no boys from this guy, and I'm going to get eye rolls, head shakes, and that's our Tommy from this one over here. I know this going into it.
Man has a crystal ball, this guy.
No pun intended.
I actually have a surprising amount of self-awareness. You wouldn't think I would, but I do.
No, I believe you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Now, much like Paul's list, heavily drew from a certain era.
the 90s, clearly.
You guys,
The latter half of the
The
90s.
90s.
fucking prick.
End of the 90s.
Okay, my number 10 from 1980, Rush, The Spirit of Radio.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
Okay.
God, that song just pushes all the right buttons. Oh my God. My number 9 from 1984, Van Halen with Hot for Teacher.
Yes. Hell yes. So good. Yes.
Muppet Nod.
My number 8 from 1982, Tony Basil with Mickey.
Yes.
That's pretty low.
Well, I've only just begun.
Just smile.
You have to wait. My number 7 from 1970, an outlier here.
Ooh.
The 5 Stair Steps with Ooh Child.
Ooh, child. Yes. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I will hear no arguments to the contrary when it comes to that fucking song.
You know, anybody who dislikes that song, I don't mean people who are like, it's kind of good, but I don't love it. I mean, actively dislikes it. Like, would put it on a dishonorable mentions list.
Yeah.
You have no soul.
Get off
and I
the
don't
planet.
I mean no soul.
Yeah,
at all.
seriously.
You're not a human being.
That song, I don't need to fucking explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my number 6, need I remind you
Uh-oh.
that I do what I want.
Uh-oh.
My number 6 from 1994, Mariah Carey with All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, poor Paul.
Here I am doing what I want.
Doing it every day.
Is it too late for you to dump that in favor of an Air Supply song?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's no surprise.
I'm just the greatest.
What number
Yeah, it
was
is. It
that?
should have been higher on his
Good.
list, I
That
think.
was my number 6.
6? Okay.
Now, top 5. My number 5 from 1979, Blondie with Dreaming.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's what's up.
You know, this list isn't anywhere near as egregious as you led us to believe. I know the worst is ahead of us. But
Anyway, number 4 from 1980, motherfucking 7,
oh, shit.
Belinda Carlisle. Heaven is a place on earth.
Well, there you go.
Have I told you how I feel about this song?
Like you didn't know that ship was on its way?
Of course I
Be
did.
There, yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
It was just a matter of
It was only a matter of when.
yeah.
But that means there are 3 songs that rank higher.
Then Bubba Linda.
Wow. So that means there's 3 songs that are actually somehow worse?
You just. We've come so far together. There's been so much healing, and yet here he goes.
Well, you know, it's a little bit of a throwback. You know, we're revisiting.
It's a callback.
Throwback.
It's a callback.
It's callback.
All right, my number 3, 1986. Paul, you need to open your heart by Madonna.
Well, that isn't so bad. That's an okay song.
That song's
Yeah.
fucking amazing. Holy
No,
shit.
I don't dislike that song at all.
No, it's good.
All right, my number 2 from 1983, Def Leppard with Photograph.
I don't want you.
Wow.
Photograph. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you know what? That is
Wow.
not a bad. I mean, yeah, there's some songs in there that I really can't stand, but honestly, I'd say more than half of those songs I like.
Yeah.
But I still have one more song to go.
All right.
Oh shit! I'm okay. I don't know how to count. I don't know how numbers
That
work.
was only my number 2.
I don't know how numbers work. Okay.
So my number 1, Paul.
Okay.
Shut up.
The best thing I could tell you to do is just shut up or just leave the room.
Well, I already know. You know what? I know what it is now that I'm thinking about it.
My number 1 of my number 1s from 1985, Cyndi Lauper, Goonies Are Good Enough. Not one fucking word, Bertolino.
I can dig it.
Not one
You know
word.
what? I understand.
I had a feeling it was going to be
Yeah.
in your top 3.
That only just hit me just before. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't think about it before now. But, yeah.
Yeah. That song just like activates, like, just, I don't know.
Endorphins.
Just
Wonder Twin
something,
powers.
just whatever. It, seriously, it does. Just, yeah, it just like bonded with my DNA when I was young, and it's just
Turned you into a mutant of some sort.
an awesome mutant.
I never didn't say not
Best
awesome.
mutant.
Okay. Let's get Professor X on the line. Ooh-wee.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's me.
That's our Tommy.
It is. You know. I'm gonna clap because that is a.
That showed some restraint, I think.
Well, but not only that, but I really expected this to just be a parade of like the songs I hate the most in history, and it absolutely was not.
Yeah. It was
I'm
good
not
stuff.
all bad.
So,
Not all bad.
all right, so let's go for a commercial here, shall we? We shall.
You got the love. You got the love. You got the love.
They wanna know better.
You got the love.
That's all together. Working, playing, day or night. The look that's right. You've got the look,
You got the love.
the Jordache look.
You got the love.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember you saying that.
I say.
You know what? I remember you saying it early on, but you know what? We talked
say a lot
about
of
this
things.
numerous times, and that's the one detail that never got repeated.
Oh, okay.
So so I forgot about it too,
Yeah. Oh, well, so it goes.
and so it goes, and so it goes, and so it goes,
and so it goes.
A great album that won't show up on my list, but man, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Good.
We now actually have our ranked
Bad
dishonorable
songs.
mention lists.
We do.
We took a little break and we actually sat here and cobbled together these lists.
Yeah.
And
Now, do we want to do commercial breaks between, or we just want to go boom, boom, boom?
we'll do them the way we normally do. This where we just go all around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And are you? I don't remember who's
Who went
first.
first?
The chicken or the egg?
Oh no, it was you.
It was me?
You.
Oh. All right.
So this is your worst of your worsts.
Yes. Your 10 worst.
My 10 worst is the worst. And, because Paul
If
and
you
I-
have the years, that'll be handy. But if not, it's
I
okay.
do. I wrote them down this time. As I was saying while we were doing this in the last 20 minutes, this was much harder than the best
Yes, it actually was.
because it's just so much bad stuff.
Hate is a far more powerful emotion.
It is.
Yes. And
Just
we let
ask,
it run through us.
Just ask Darth Vader.
That's why we are where we are in history.
Yeah. And so I just ran through the whole thing, the whole big list, and just wrote down songs, blah, 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 and then went back and numbered them. Oh, boy. There's still so many that are missing, but they will probably pick them up. All right, my number 10 worst song of all of this time is Alley Oop by the Hollywood Argyles. I really hate it. Oh, this is what I forgot to say. To help me narrow it down, I had to think about a song coming on the radio that I would break my neck to turn the radio off. That I would like jump over the bed, trip and fall,
Oh my
smash my
God.
nose, anything to turn it the fuck off.
tripping over coffee tables and
Stubbing my toe, jump over the
accidentally kicking
couch.
a dog in the face on.
I don't care. Yeah, step on the hamster. I have to turn that song
Yes.
off. So that's my overall criteria. I have to turn it off.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Because as I was reading through these, I was like, God damn it, I hate that fucking song. But would I, if it was on the radio, would I just let it go? Or would I turn it down? Or would I turn it off? These are off. My number 9, Yellow Submarine by the Beatles.
Wow, I didn't know it went that deep.
I hate that song.
Wow.
I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it. So much. I hate it more than Rocky Raccoon. I hate it more than like the worst Beatles songs. I can't stand it.
Okay.
Oh my God, I hate it so much. Ringo is singing it. He sounds like he's half asleep in the town that I would. I hate it. Turn it off. All right, my number 8 is from 1972. My Ding-a-Ling by Chuck Berry.
Oh. Yeah, see, now that's a song that might have made my list, but it wasn't my number 1 for that year.
Yeah. Turn it the fuck off.
That would have certainly been a dishonorable mention
I
for
mean,
me.
Yeah.
stop it. My number 7 is Anything by Dr. Hook.
Hot dog water!
Hot dog
Yeah.
water.
Hot dog fucking water
Yeah,
is
see,
back.
Dr. Hook didn't. I spoiler alert, they're not on my list here because I don't think they made number 1 on any of my years.
They made number 1 on like 5 of mine. It's like every year they came up with a fucking song.
Seems like every year for 10 years straight, you were like, and let me tell you something about Dr. Hook.
I hate. Turn it off. Turn it off. Number 6, 1981. Celebration by Kool and the Gang.
Oh, I forgot you hate
I was going to say what, and then I remembered why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that song.
Go back to the 1981 episode and Crystal will lay the truth down on
hate
you.
it. Oh my God. I'm starting to tear up. I hate it so much.
It's an emotional hatred.
It is. It goes so deep.
Yeah.
If I could kill that song, I would kill it. I would strangle it with my bare fucking hands so that nobody ever again in life would have to hear it.
Crystal would burst through a closed door just
I
to do
would.
it.
I would kick it down like a cop and shoot it. My number 5 is from 1987, Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles. That is a no, boy.
That is another song that had it been my number 1 for that year, it would have been on my list.
No. N-O spells no. No, Walk Like an Egyptian.
Wrong.
Shut up.
You're wrong, though.
Shut up, Tommy.
Okay, but you're wrong.
Shut up. My number 4 from 1989 is Bat Dance by Prince.
Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
See, it made me burp. Bat Dance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Prince Rogers Nelson.
Prince has some bad tunes, but that is one of the worst.
That is, I think that's one of the lowest.
Oh, goodness.
My number 3 from 1993. Two Princes. Two
Yeah,
Princes.
now you officially have 2 Princes.
Yes, I
Back
now
to back.
2 Princes back to back. 2 Princes by the Spin Doctors.
Oh man, I wish that
Not
had been
today,
one of my
sir.
number ones.
No.
Not
Turning
today.
it off. Not today. No. No, no. And the video makes me hate it even more.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That fucking hat. His face.
I can imagine
hate it.
having to pick lint out of his beard.
Oh, gross. Noodling. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle. Shut up. My number 2 from 1996 is
No, boy.
not today, Satan. No.
Not tomorrow either.
Not tomorrow, not ever. No. Again, jumping over the couch.
Oh,
Turn
my
it off.
God.
Turn it
That's
off.
so bad.
So bad.
So bad. That is so egregious.
But my number one
Oh God.
worst song ever.
Brace yourself.
Oh shit.
Ever.
This is a paper crumbled.
Ever.
Ooh.
Ever.
Oh.
From 1990 something, it's Chumbawamba
Oh.
with Tub Thumping.
Oh.
Now,
Oh.
I have been vindicated. I mean, yeah, everybody hates it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was
But
defending it.
on television, I was vindicated because there's this show called Ghosts that comes on CBS on Thursdays. It's hilarious. It's about these two people who bought this old inn upstate New York, and it's inhabited by ghosts, but only the wife can see them.
Yeah, I've seen
And
this.
there's this band from Sweden that plays metal.
I've seen
metal
the
with makeup lives there.
No.
No, no.
That's a remake of a British show. I've watched
yes.
the British show.
And it's really
good.
great.
Yeah.
So in this past week's episode, not a spoiler alert because it happened 3 days ago, one of the characters, her husband, was sent to hell, right? And then this episode he came back. And so they're like, ooh, what was hell like? What was going on down there? What happened? And he's like, well, there's the song Tub Thumping. And I gotta tell you, they play it nonstop and it doesn't grow on you. I was howling watching this on TV. I was like, the writers, I am gonna write them a letter of thanks.
Doesn't grow.
Because it was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, yes, Tub Thumping. Thank you, writers of Ghosts. We feel each other.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my number one.
Now that's an and scene if ever there was.
That is.
And see.
Okay.
Wow. Paul?
Ooh,
Now I didn't.
I think my blood pressure went up.
your blood. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I failed to number mine, so I'm gonna have to try to number here. Okay, so my number 10, but it's not my number 10 because I probably hate it more than some of these songs, but they're in a random list. They're in a random order, except for the one at the top is definitely my worst. Train, Hey Soul Sister. Oh, man, I fucking hate that song. Ooh. This one's going to be on Tommy's list. If it's not, I'm going to be shocked. American Woman by Lenny Kravitz, 1999.
No boy.
Oh man.
You guys would break your neck to turn that off?
Oh my god. I cannot with that song.
I love it.
I will knock children out of the way to get to the radio and not apologize either.
Step on the dog, don't care.
And unlike Crystal, I would topple over the fucking the coffee table trying to turn this one off. Sex and Candy, but ooh, 1998.
Oh,
So
that is garbage.
remember how my entire top 10 list of songs I loved from my number ones was pretty much one decade mostly? Same here.
Guess which one
Yeah,
it
yeah, if you can
is.
guess. Next up, Bitch by Meredith Brooks from 1997.
Yeah.
Another one that's on Crystal's list, but not the same one. I Will Survive by Cake from 1996.
Oh God!
Yes.
You hate it more than life itself.
Boom.
You heard as I was making this list right in front of these guys. You heard some of the songs that I cut off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I left this on over that shit. Alanis Morissette with "You Oughta Know" from 1995. What's Up by Four Non Blondes from 1993.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, you thought that was going to be number
The
one.
one.
When we did that episode, one of you described that song as evil. I think
That was me.
It was you. You said that was an
evil.
evil.
Yeah.
song.
That song is evil. I know. I said it's psychotic.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
It's psychotic.
It is. It's downright psychotic. It would have been. It should. It's eligible for that episode. Achy Breaky Heart. I believe Cirrus.
Guys,
Billy
I'm
Ray
turning
Cyrus.
colors. I think I'm red at this point.
Yes. I'm red from anger from just thinking about these songs. Okay. Walking in Memphis by Mark Cohn. I put on my blue sweat shoes and I go walking. Oh my God. But in the it's so hard to choose a number one, but the one I decided to go with number one, and I will explain why it's number one after I say it. It's Buzz Clifford with
Oh.
Babysitting Boogie.
Yeah.
You hadn't heard this yet when we did the episode.
Right.
I trust you went and listened.
Oh
It is
yeah.
abominable.
Horrible. Talk
Okay.
about evil.
But I also have to mention something. I actually, for some reason, it was on the 1964 episode, and I don't know where I saw it, how I saw it listed as a 64 song, but it's actually from 1960. Somebody in the comments corrected me on that, and I went and I looked, and then he was right.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know how I got this on 1964, but it's a 1960 song.
Maybe it was re-released
And,
or something, or could sometimes they re-release them to the
Maybe
charts.
a re-release of this fucking shit.
I don't know.
I mean, and it was 1964. They had plenty of other things happening on the charts in 1964. They didn't need to do this. But yeah, and in the end, it's just like the. See, now I left off the B.J. Thomas song. My
name is Michael.
I got a nickel. And the reason why that
No,
was
it's not
going
B.J. Thomas.
BJ or right, it's
Clint
the guy I thought it was
Clint
B.J.
Holmes.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Anyway, I left that off the list because, and this kind of goes in hand with this song. Children singing in songs, especially singing badly, like gratuitously, like this gratuitous like children singing thing,
Isn't it cute?
It is
Yeah.
one of the worst things.
not cute.
I cannot.
It's fucking
and,
not cute.
and it's the baby gurgling and everything on the song. It is what puts this above all this other shit. And the reason why I left that other song off is because that only one little part of the song had that, and the rest of the song isn't that bad.
Whereas this one,
This is nothing but that.
Yeah.
And,
I feel you. I'm with you on the kids singing or child noises.
if they're
or
bad,
baby
like
noises
if you're 10 and you're Michael Jackson, that's a whole other ball of wax. But I mean, that's it's a different planet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Over to me, huh?
All right, Tom, you get the last word of hatred.
All right. My number 10, Ice Ice Baby from 1990.
Oh, see, that was one of the songs I wrote down.
Yep.
Yeah.
My number 9 from 1968, Tiny Tim with Tiptoe Through the Fucking Tulips with Me. My number 8 from 1961, Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor on the Bedpost Overnight by Lonnie Donegan and his fucking jerk-offs.
Well deserved.
It's fucking jerk-offs over there.
His fucking jag-offs.
Jerk-offs over there.
My number 7 from 1984, we got Lee Greenwood with God Bless the USA. That is the appropriate reaction to that song. Any reaction other than that is not the appropriate reaction. All right, number 6 from 1991, we've got Metallica with The Unforgiven.
Oh damn! I'm still surprised Unforgiven 2 didn't make your list.
You can't get them all in. Number 5 from 1977, we've got my personal favorite, Jimmy Buffett with Margaritaville.
Oh, that one was fighting. That was one of the ones I had to cut.
Mine too.
That clawed its way to number 5.
Well, there's certain songs like that one that I ended up excluding from the list simply based on the fact it's like, well,
Yeah.
at least it's 70s.
At least
That was like my criteria. I got, at least
it's
I
70s.
can pretend I'm 7 when I listen to
At least
it.
the production quality.
The production
All right.
quality is
Yeah,
up to
no.
snuff.
Unfortunately for me, that actually leaped over a couch and jumped through, a closed door to get to number 5 on my list. So, my number 4 from 1992, Red Hot Chili Peppers with Under the Bridge. Oh God, I hate it. I hate it. Yeah. Oh, my number 3 from 1993. The Crash Test Dummies.
If I could fart right now, I would.
I was waiting for you to do that during your list.
I
was holding out. I was hoping.
No, I didn't
Crystal,
wanna do
that song is
Just
so
had to
bad.
burp. It's so shit. It's total shit.
You had a number 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a number 3. Because my number 2 from 1996, as if it would be from any other year, 7 Mary 3 with Cumbersome.
Oh my god.
Oh yes. Wow. So you have something above that on your list.
I do.
Wow.
I do.
Wow.
I do. My number 1 worst song from 1969, In the year 2525. Zordium and Terminus by Zager and Evans.
Oh my god. Oh, I should have seen that one coming from a million miles away.
This was the big payoff from this entire series, is to me to just take one more final shit on Zager and Evans.
You know, that is the epitome of a song that I would have been on my list had I had it at number one.
Paul, it is abominable.
Oh,
It
yes.
is
No.
abominable.
It is absolutely. You know what?
It's
Think about it.
torture.
What the fuck did I have above that on that list?
I don't know.
Like that
Let's
wasn't
actually.
number-
Can you check while we're here live? I want to see what he had above Zager and Evans.
Yeah, I
for
want to know. Let's see my
1969.
singles of the year master list.
I'm really curious
That's
what the fuck
69,
beat
right?
that. Yeah.
My dishonorable list for six. Oh, I didn't have it. Oh,
you didn't have
Look
it
how low
ordered.
I had that.
Wow.
Well, I didn't really have. I have it. It's listed here at the bottom of my dishonorable mentions list, but I don't think I really. I think I had them in random order.
You think you did? Yeah.
Yeah, and I just decided that was the worst. But you know what?
You're
is the worst.
You're retroactively.
Yeah.
it's now
I mean,
the worst.
I don't think I was being as thorough
Yeah.
about my dishonorable mentions list at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's woo boy.
Boy, howdy.
I think we need a fucking commercial break.
Yeah.
Whew. All right.
Los Angeles, start your VCRs.
Say it with more energy.
All of a sudden, I'm thirsty.
Give me a Bud Light.
So I go to the refrigerator.
I can't tell Bud
I just know how it's gonna taste.
Want some Bud Light, want some Bud Light, want some Bud Light, want some
And I take that awesome first long drink. And it hits me right there.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. This is it. This is the.
This is the end.
Do do do.
My only friend, the end.
The killer awoke before me. He put his boots on. He made a list.
He walked toward the door. Tommy, your list? I don't know. I want to kill you.
No. You have heaven as a place on earth. So top of your list. I want to kill you.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
Oh, Christ.
All righty then. Well, I don't know how are we going to do this. So we want to do kind of a little wrap up to the wrap up. Our individual. I guess we'll go in the order we've been going. So you go first.
Oh, me first. Yay.
And the gimme gimmes. Who are also on my dishonorable list.
Yeah. So I would like to say that, well, first of all, thank you, Paul Berlino, Dr.
letting you be
Paul
yourself?
Berlino, for letting me be myself again. Myself again. No, for coming up with this idea, because it's been quite an adventure for
Yes.
over a year, and I'm glad you asked Tommy to do it too. I think it's been great because of the three just like age thing. You know,
made it
even though we're
interesting.
4 years.
Well, we're
made
not
it-
that far apart,
We're only
but-
4 years, but Tommy being the kid of the
youngin'.
group, the youngin'. It's been made it very interesting. Number two, the fact that we get all this feedback from people. The comments are really great, especially you regulars out there like Marsha and who else are the ones?
Papa Nick, and of course Robert Fithen,
Robert.
who basically revolutionized the whole experience for us by shouting us out in his video.
Yes, thank you for that. And there's so many songs that I missed. There's so many songs that I missed, and I think that is primarily because I looked at different charts than you guys did. Like these guys had way more time than I did. Well, Paul, I mean, you already had stuff.
My lists were mostly made.
Mostly made.
Yeah.
But I didn't go through like every singles chart for every week of all the I didn't do that. I went to the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and then I looked at like two others, like a European one and something else. And because I am as I've said before, especially to you, we've had these conversations where it's like I have favorite bands and I have favorite groups and stuff, but they're very few that I'm like a stan for, but I still don't know every fucking song from every fucking album and all that all that kind of thing, where you guys are more like that than I am.
We're more geeky. I
You're more,
think.
yeah.
You're
Well, I didn't
more
want to say
geeky
that,
about
but
it.
you're more into it than I am, for whatever reason. And so I missed a whole lot of songs. But again, that's why I'm glad that you guys are here, because they picked songs that I was like, how the fuck did I miss that?
But that's kind of your way of getting it in there.
Yeah. And then the comments too. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? How did I fucking forget this? How did I forget that? It's just too much stuff, too much music, too much really good music for a really long time, until the 90s when things went downhill. So it's been good doing the homework and forcing myself to think about these things, and I really like it. I'm looking forward to digging into the albums.
Well.
Bravo.
Thank you. And scene.
I don't know if I have quite as much to say about it.
I don't know if I have any more shirts left.
Well, you know what that means.
Buy more shorts.
Buy more shirts.
Shirts, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that isn't what I was going
He
to
was
say.
going to
but
say.
You know what I was going to
I
say.
know you were going to say, yeah.
You guys
Put it in the
you guys
comments.
would like my suggestion, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to suggest it. Okay.
Hey-oh.
Hey-oh.
You guys would like it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. For me, my takeaway, it was just it just was a lot of fun. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's a lot of work, because you go through these songs and you know, your life starts fucking flashing before your eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like because that's the thing. This is all this stuff. I mean, people say this all the time, and it's a cliche, but this is the soundtrack of your life. All of this. And, you know, things from the things that you love to the things that you hate. Like it's it runs the gamut of your human experience right here on these, and it's a list of everything right there. And that's what and this is stuff that, you know, you laugh about, that you cringe about, and that you cry over, you know. I mean, like this is huge stuff. I mean, and, you know, a lot of people who go into the comments and play along, you guys are experiencing it too, because you're doing the same thing. And it's just, yeah, it's one of the most enjoyable, while at the same time being most difficult things to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I also I have a very short list here that I cobbled together of songs that I actually forgot. And the reason why I made the list, I would think of stuff and I'd kind of jot them down, but I decided to make it an official list that I was going to mention on the episode, because there's one that I have to talk about. So, first of all, I have a little thing called On Second Thought.
Oh.
On Second Thought.
Ooh.
The 1984 episode. At number 2, I had Tracy Ullman with They Don't Know.
Great
And
song.
at number 1, I had The Kinks with Do It Again. That is flipped. I should have put They Don't Know at number 1. I really do love that Kinks song, but it's one of those things that even after I said it, and the minute we shot the video, I'm like,
what did I just do?
Yeah, no. Tracy Ullman at number 1.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Agreed.
All right, so songs that I forgot to put on my list. You know, some ones that aren't major, but I'll list them anyway. Like 1998, Psycho Circus by Kiss should have been on that list.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, considering how shitty of a year that is, Psycho Circus by Kiss is a pretty damn good
It is
single by
that's a good single,
1998 standards,
Yeah, it's a good catch.
I can't think offhand of what I would have cut for that, but it deserves to be on that list. From 1996, I should have put Me Wise Magic by Van Halen. Do you remember that one?
I do.
You don't like
not
that?
Not a fan, no.
Really? Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
I was delivering pizzas at this time, and I remember being in the truck, and I met the light, and, you know, the rock station's on. And this song, I didn't know that this song was coming out. I didn't know anything. And it's on, and I'm going, what is this? I'm going, this is fucking weird. This sounds kind of like Van Halen, and that sounds like David Lee Roth. But then he would do this really high, crazy high vocals, and I'd be like, no, that's not David Lee Roth. And then there are other parts like, that sounds like David Lee Roth. That sounds like, and then the DJ comes on. It's like the new Van Halen track with David Lee Roth, and I was like, holy fucking shit! And yeah, and I just always loved it. I really wish they had made a new album with him then.
That was
I think
kind
it could
of
have been
my reaction to that. I didn't really care for the song that much, but I really wish they had been able to get a whole album out at that time, because there probably would have been some gems on there.
Well, how do you feel about the other track from that? Can't Get the Stuff No More.
That one's not terrible. That's
like
more, and that's more in the spirit of classic, campy kind of Van Halen.
I got a dare with a supermodel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have loved to have heard a whole record.
Yeah.
Neither one of those songs really did it for me, but I guarantee you if they'd have done a whole record at that time period, if that reunion had worked, there would have been some gems.
There would have been some gems. Instead of getting Van Halen 3.
Which nobody needed.
But we won't go in on that. Okay, so 1992, I should have put Domino by Kiss from the Revenge album.
Oh, yeah.
Their ZZ Top song.
That's right. Forgot about that one.
1988, I should have included Brian Wilson's Love and Mercy. That really should have been on that list. And then I have a couple of, David Gilmour, Blue Light from 1984. I always kind of liked that. Mm-hmm. That would have been probably just an honorable mention, but anyway, I jotted it down. English Beat, Save It for Later from 1982. That should have been on. But this, I'm quickly getting up to the one that's really this whole list is about. And that is also 1982. From 1982, there is one song that this shit would have been number 2. I forgot this fucking song. This would have been number 2 had I remembered it. I cannot believe I overlooked this. And this is a Glasses.
Oh.
This is a Glasses thrown out the window.
Damn.
Gee whiz.
Slit Skirt by Pete Townsend.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now Glasses back on because I have notes here.
Because you have to explain.
I can't explain without my glasses on. Okay, I wrote here, a downright heartbreaking oversight. This should have been number 2 above Subdivisions, which would be knocked down to number 3. Blah, 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 blah. Now this is one of my all-time favorite Pete Townsend songs, period. Who songs included. This is like a top 5 Pete Townsend song. All Townsend songs included, including The Who. This song is absolutely fucking amazing. And I prefer the video version. Remember how they had the MTV video, really darkly lit, and they're playing the song live. It's not the album version.
Right, yeah.
And like most people, that's the first version I heard because you saw it on MTV 1,000 times before you got the record, or at least I did. And then when I got the record and I listened to it, I was so disappointed by the album version because it just doesn't have that extra thing that the video version has. But I ended up getting used to it. But so the song, but then especially the song, the video version of it, people who didn't grow up watching MTV in the early 80s may not know this version.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you go and you look it up, it's just like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that
is a great song.
It's my biggest regret that I did not include Slit Skirts at number 2 on my 1982 list.
All right.
Well, damn, dude. Over to me. Well, I do have one song that I really should have gotten in. I'm blanking on the year, but I should have mentioned Common People by Pulp.
Common People by Pulp?
Yes. I should have had that on my list. For whatever year that was, it should have been on there. Sometime in the 90s. I can't remember what. I was reminded after the fact, and I was like, how the fuck did I forget that one? So that should have been in there. Other than that, I feel pretty good about all my lists. Any list that I had, some mixed feelings about, I think I probably mentioned it on the episode itself, specifically when we started to get into the second half of the 90s, and I was just having really mixed feelings about what I could even manage to get together. I made a point of saying it then. But I think what I want to say in my wrap-up is, when it comes to, this whole experience, it was a learning experience in some ways for me. There were some emotions that I had trouble kind of figuring out what to do with. I'm one of those people that for the longest time has been really extremely vocal about the music that I love and how much it means to me, and also very, very vocal about the music that I cannot stand and how terrible I think it is.
Yes.
Here's the thing, when you do that, and we're all guilty of it, I know that you do it too. Okay? You do the same shit that I do.
I'm sure I do.
Here's the thing. There's a reasonable chance the stuff that you're shitting all over, for somebody else, that's the equivalent of your favorite music.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I don't do that.
I can shit all over stuff from the 90s all I want, but when somebody comes at me over, really shiny 80s pop, I get all wounded. But for those people, the stuff I love is the equivalent of how I feel about the latter half of the 90s or the aughts.
it's really tricky trying to deal with that because I want to understand. I don't want to shit on something that somebody else really connects to. You know what I mean?
But that's inevitable because not
Yeah,
everybody
well,
likes
it can be
everything.
generational.
But here's the
too.
thing.
Yeah.
I know how much it stings. You see, when I love something as much as I love it, it hurts when somebody looks at me like, well, you're obviously broken for loving that. It does sting, and I don't want to do that to other people, and I still find myself doing it. It's a struggle. It really is a struggle. That's why I tried, at the point where we started going into the 90s episodes, I tried to be as open-minded as I could. I've always been one that's like, everything after 1991 is fucking dead to me. I put the work in. I managed to go to like 95 or 96 with a top 10 list. After that, I did the best I could.
He wasn't lazy.
The charts just weren't giving me the good stuff, but I was trying to approach that decade with find the music that you do love.
Yeah.
And don't just keep shitting all over an entire decade. It was tough for me. Now there comes a point though when I don't know at what point I should draw the line. Like for 90s kids, even though I technically should, it kind of missed me. They're going to feel the way I feel about, Heaven is a Place on Earth. There's going to be songs from the 90s that'll be like, God, what's wrong with you? But for them, that's their Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do to change that. But it gets to a certain point, though, where, the music you're given as you're growing up is what you're going to connect to. But then it's like, when we get into the aughts and then we get into the teens, this is where I really struggle with these emotions and these thoughts, because when you get to the teens, I feel like the people who came of age in the teens, I mean, by all rights, they have a class action lawsuit on their hands for what they were handed. I mean, they were traumatized. They were victimized.
Class action law.
Well, and they don't know any better.
You see, here I'm doing it again.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, it's a generational thing, and none of us know any better. Because, I remember being a kid and my grandpa pointing out how processed and fake the music that I listened to sounded.
70s
and
stuff.
think about what 70s music sounds to us now.
So
to
organic.
him, that sounded like fucking Nicki Minaj.
That's amazing.
And so it just depends on when you were born.
Yeah, I wish I could have summed that up better. It's, as you can see, I'm still kind of struggling with those emotions, but it is something I'm trying to work on when it comes to my approach to, music fandom, music appreciation, is to try to limit how much I shit on the stuff that other people love. I guess within reason. I mean, if you love 7 Mary 3, you're shit out of luck.
Sometimes you're just wrong.
Sometimes you're just fucking objectively wrong. Yeah. But, it does come down to sometimes some music just isn't for me. I shit all over current hip-hop. That is not aimed at me. That is not.
Damn sure isn't aimed at me.
Absolutely not aimed at anybody in this room. I don't know who
terrible.
it's aimed at, but it's not for me.
No.
But one thing is for sure, one day there are going to be people wistfully waxing nostalgic about that shit. That is going to give them the
Which is
feels. They're
hard
going to
to
have
believe.
these like
very hard to
teary
believe.
fucking eyed thoughts about these fucking songs.
Where
which I
they
can't
were
even
when a
fathom.
Bad Bunny record came out and how much it means to them.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I mean,
It's just something that can't be
possible.
helped.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
It is.
And I admire you for your compassion for people that you don't know. What I don't want you to do is get all in knots about something you can't control. It is what it is.
No,
this
it is
literally
what it is.
what it is.
It is what it is.
So anytime, like, I've had conversations like that with Mike Fornatel specifically about certain things, and he's just like, "Nah, it sucks." And I was like, "Well, that was not written for you." When Solange put out her album, right? And I forget what show we were rehearsing for, but it was after her appearance on Saturday Night Live, right? And so her whole thing, it was a production piece. It was an artistic thing where they were like, not costumes, but they were dressed in a certain way. There was choreography. She had this certain look. And I was like, man, this is fucking brilliant. She did this really great thing and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, if I have to think about, what did he say? If I have to think about what they're doing, then it's not good, or something just like that. And I said, well, you know what? That music is not for you.
Yes.
You're not supposed to understand it. You don't have to appreciate it, because I'm a black woman. She's talking to me specifically. She's not talking to you at all. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But you really need to understand that it's not for you. Not everything is for you. So instead of just being like, it sucks, because it doesn't, you can just say, I don't like it because I don't get it. And then we went into a 5-minute thing, and I was like, "Say I don't get it. Say I don't get it."
And then you choked him.
Yeah,
the hell
but-
it is.
And
But that's perfect. That's a perfect point though, because I'll hear like current hip hop coming from the park next door all the time, and I don't even understand the sounds I'm hearing.
No.
I couldn't tell you good from
Anything.
bad. I couldn't tell you if they're trolling the neighborhood or playing the hottest shit that there is, because it's not for me.
Right.
You mentioned Mike Fornatal. I wasn't going to mention him, but he's exactly who the fuck I was thinking about when I was actually giving my little spiel right now. So you brought his name up, so it's fair game.
Yeah.
Mike, I love you, but I cannot tell you how many times I've seen you completely take a shit over literally everything that came out of my entire favorite decade. And that shit stings, but he doesn't care. I am trying to not do that. I'm trying to be a little more... I just want to have
Beneficent.
more empathy, is
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to try to at least understand that somebody else might really cherish it.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think, and I think this is clear. Anybody who's watched any of these videos is clear, and I know Tommy gets this. I take every opportunity to take these swipes, but you know, I may actually feel the way that I'm saying I feel, but the fact that I'm saying it and the way I'm saying it is all just just in fun. I would never seriously sit here and look Tommy in the eye. You know that fucking music you like. I would never seriously look at him and tell him that shit sucks and you're fucking stupid for. I would never say that. You know, I mean, like, we're having
Yeah.
fun here.
Yeah.
You know.
Simple. But it's that's the big difference.
Yeah.
People need to understand that not everything is for you, and you don't have to like everything, because there was no way that I was going to have a conversation and do anything. I could have given a treatise, a clarification, anything
Not gonna change anything.
to get him to, but it wouldn't change
No.
anything because his mind is made up, which is fine. You don't like it, that's great.
Well, that's the thing, too,
You know,
yeah.
like there's absolutely nothing that you can find good about it. You don't like the music, you don't like the arrangement, you hate the lyrics, it doesn't make any sense to you, it fucking sucks. Well, to you it does, but I like it.
Right.
You know, and don't hate me for liking it either,
Yeah.
because we've got different musical tastes. And this person we're talking about is in his 60s. He's like 9 years older than me or something.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, 8 or 9 years older than me. And I'm 50. I'll be 58 in a couple of months. So again, generational is different, you know, whatever. And that's just how it is. So I admire you for having more compassion for people. You know, it's like it or lump it. That's it. Good.
All right. So yeah, this is going to be an epic long episode, possibly, potentially, but that's okay because it's the last one of this series.
Yeah.
Before the new series is going to be coming up really, really soon.
It is.
And I guess we should probably
give a teaser.
No.
No?
We should
Oh,
probably
stop.
wrap up this. We
Oh,
should,
okay.
we
We
should
should
end
get
this
the hell
damn
outta
episode.
here.
All right,
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah, you guys are probably
Yeah.
ready. You guys are like, okay, guys.
Shut up already. We
Okay.
get it. It's
All
over.
right.
Excuse me.
Oh, like,
Yeah,
subscribe, ring bells. all
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah. Ring it. Well, no, I was having a moment of thinking, should we cut, have a commercial? But you know what? No, we're just going out. We're just going out here. We're just going to go out. And Tommy is exactly right. How did you know?
It's like I pay attention.
The guy can read my fucking mind.
I
Yes.
can.
You might maybe try subscribing because we do have more videos. Because this series may be over, but there are many more videos to come. And subscribe and like and comment and tell all your friends and and ring the bells.
Ring the bell.
And
the bells.
we're going to see you next week for the very beginning of our new series, Albums of the Year, which we're going to start in the 50s. Now, we're going to begin the series the way we ended the last one by doing a decade. We realized that it would be very difficult to do individual years of albums for the 50s. So we're going to do the entire 50s for one episode, and then we're going to go back to individual years starting in 1960.
Yep.
Up until we can't anymore.
The 90s.
Yeah, so all right.
Probably.
I think that will end at 11:59, January 31st, 1989. 1989, yeah.
Okay. All right. We will see you. It's going to be a whole new world. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Do we need?
I'm sorry. I'm questioning the framing again.
Oh.
Oh. I was just questioning when we were gonna do
There's.
All right.
Ooh, ow, my elbow.
Yeah, we gotta will all write it.
It's true.
Will all write a.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right.
It's at a count to 3 on 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, all right.